Hey all, welcome to Brick Colony. The Zotaxians have been hard at work fighting their way across the galaxy. They've been so busy in fact that Alpha Draconis has ordered his top 2 lieutenants to divide and conquer. We've spent a lot of time recently with Commander X and his blue tech droids, so I think it's time to check in on our favourite pilot Shamon and his hot new ride, the Warp Wing Fighter. I mistakenly mentioned that we had already met Shamon in a previous entry in this series, so let's properly meet this final member of the UFO crew now. Shamon is described as the daredevil pilot who always ends up in the thick of the action. His uniform has some lovely silver decorations, including some subtle printing on the torso and hips. We also get to learn more about the purpose of Zotaxian helmets. According to one source, Shamon wears a helmet that focuses his brainwaves into a powerful beam. With it, he can destroy objects and reassemble them. Apparently, the helmets give Zotaxians some telepathic abilities, as if they weren't already dangerous enough. Also included is a red tech droid, as we'll find seats for both aboard this ship. We were first introduced to this character way back with the V-Wing fighter, and it's good to see the pair reunited now. Looking at the fighter itself, the model combines many familiar elements from this theme in a brand new way. The designer gets to showcase the versatility of the parts developed for this line and creates a really great ship in the process. I love the contrast between the front and back of the ship. By not relying solely on the saucer elements, it makes for a more involved building process throughout the rest of the model. The ship takes a good chunk of time to put together and the build feels rewarding as you go. There's a lot of detail in the model as well, and the amount of thrusters and rockets on the back is insane. It truly must take a daredevil to fly this beast. The set-exclusive printed canopy opens to reveal a cozy cockpit for our pilot. It seems like the designers were listening to my last video because Shamon actually gets a large printed slope showing the controls. Located behind the pilot is a container, this time fully done up in trans neon green, containing, you guessed it, 2 of the printed data pads we've seen all over this theme. Lifting up this scanner on top and folding down the 2 rear windows reveals a second seat for our navigator. They have plenty of room to stretch their legs and look out through these lovely printed windows. The print features 2 flying saucers as well as what I assume to be maybe targeting or telemetry data. Don't worry, we'll see these parts again later on. With both figures sitting inside, we can return our attention to the lovely details on the outside of the ship. There is so much to keep your eyes busy, yet it all works together in my opinion. Even our 2 stickered elements make a return here. Do be warned that some of these details on the rear may be fragile and tend to fall off while being swooshed around. As I was looking for used copies of this set for sale, I noticed that there were many missing pieces specifically from this rear section, including these rear fin elements in black. They were common once in classic space sets, but since the end of this theme in 1997, have only been seen in 2 Lord of the Rings sets back in 2013. Because of that, they can be harder to find, especially in the US market. The 2 light grey tail pieces are also rare, appearing in only 3 sets total. One of those is the monorail transport base, so I advise you to check for these pieces in particular before buying any copy of this set used. Before we move on to the alternate builds, let me once more gush over this model. The Warp Wing Fighter is a masterclass in 90s building. The ship captures so much of what I love about collecting LEGO from this period, with great design and great details. Yes, it could be more detailed, but it's the restraint and intentionality the designers show. It's not detail for the sake of detail. Everything added should be there to enhance the play experience, whether it's giving figures accessories by placing these blasters on top, allowing kids to simulate repairs by attaching the hoses, providing spots for attaching minifigures for high velocity action. Everything here gives life to the imagination of a child. If this style of building isn't your cup of tea, well, then you're probably not watching at this point, but go back and think about your favorite sets as a kid. Sets you had or sets you wanted. What drew you to those models? Was it really the lack of studs? Was it the elaborate building techniques? Or was it the stories you imagined when looking at it? The characters who invited you to explore a brand new world? I can't answer this as I don't yet have kids myself, but if you do, I'd love to hear your thoughts on if LEGO, or toys in general today, are meeting their needs. Our world will be a dreary place when there is no more imagination, so I hope you will help me in keeping it alive. To that end, let's quickly look at the alternate builds in this set. There are 3 on the back of the box, and today we're looking at the top one here. Since many of you have told me you appreciate the alternate builds, know that I'm skipping the other 2 for today, but I have a special video planned to cover any and all that I'm passing over right now, so stay tuned. This build is another starfighter, and right away you'll notice a lot of different angles and shapes going on at once. I'm sure the Zotaxians designed this with aerodynamics in mind. It features the same dual cockpits as the original model, though our tech droid has to lean quite far back to fit. The rest of the ship is appropriately detailed for an alternate build, and would make a good counterpart to the warp wing itself. Give me a good name for this ship down below. Thanks for sticking with me today as I stood up on my soapbox. I hope you found some value in this video, and let's continue the conversation down below. Thanks again for watching. Remember to subscribe to join the colony and follow the adventure.